Hi everyone, thank you for joining me today. My name is Anastasia, I live in Chile and I homeschool here my two kids. So let me tell you how exactly do I do it and why it works for me. First question that is always on everybody's mind is homeschooling legal in Chile? The answer is yes, it is 100% legal, but it is being evaluated by Ministerio de Educación. What does it mean? It means that you have to take exams as a child, obviously, while being homeschooled. You cannot just say like, oh, my baby homeschooled for 10 years and then go to the university. No. Every year or every few years, you have to take an exam that will evaluate your child's progress, will give you the certificate of education, and will allow you to move forward in your life. So how does it work? If you have a child and you live in Chile, it is not obligatory to go to school or to the kindergarten. After the first grade, you have the obligatory exam. But here you have a choice. For the first 4 grades, you can take exam every year or one exam at the end of these 4 years. You have the whole list of things that you're going to need for this exam. You have all the topics there listed out. You even have some materials to prepare. So it's not some mysterious thing that you're going to know about only when you come to it. You can literally prepare your child for it at home. Here you have a few options. You can prepare your child at home while homeschooling or unschooling or world schooling, whatever it is. Or you can send your child to a non-confirmed school, let's call it like that. So it's basically a not typical school. It can be a Waldorf school, a Montessori one, that don't prepare your child for the exams, but just let them be children, educate them and everything. And then at home, you need to prepare your child for the specific exam. And let me give you an example. So now I have a 6-year-old and an almost 3-year-old, which means that my 3-year-old can stay at home, no exams, obviously, but I still have to educate her if I choose to. And my 6-year-old, she was supposed to go to the first grade this year. So school starts here in March, and if by the end of March your child is 6 years old, they need to go to school. After this school year, they're going to have an exam, and we can take something that is called Exámenes Libres. You have a period of 1 or 2 months where you can inscribe your child, where you can register your child for this exam, and then they take it in October. So the exam is always face-to-face. You cannot take an exam online. You always need to come to the assigned school based on where you live. But first thing, you need to register. There are not a lot of documents that you need for it. You basically need like your documents, your ID, right? Your children IDs as well. And they do have options for these exams if the child is Chilean and you are not. So no worries about that. If your child has Chilean citizenship, or even if they don't, they can still take these exams. I will leave a link to the page where you have all of the information written about Exámenes Libres. When to register, what documents you're going to need, everything based on your specific case. You decide to send your child to school or not, to send them to the government school, to private school, or to the non-confirmed school, and to prepare them at home. So the exams for the first few years are pretty basic. That your child needs to learn how to read, how to write, how to do some basic math. It is not difficult. Like right now, my child, she's 6 years old, and we are doing some activities for the 2nd grade in Chile. And she's doing them just fine. So, just half an hour, 1 hour every single day will prepare your child for successful exams with no stress. As my child is only 6 years old, we have not taken the exam yet. We are about to enter this registration period. So I will be able to update you after the October when she passes the exam. And actually, as an adult, you can also take this Exámenes Libres if you need to, which is what I'm gonna do. So I can also update you on that after I take them in June, I think it was. Yeah, just PS, I'm taking this exam because without it, I won't be able to have a driving license in Chile. So why did I choose homeschooling my child? When she was 2 years old, 2.5, I sent her to the Russian kindergarten, and she loved it there. Like, she literally was super well over there, and she spent there a year, half a day every day, and she loved it. It was kind of like a Montessori based kindergarten. They had different ages. The kids were helping each other, they were helping the teachers, I don't know, to clean the table, after them. They didn't have a uniform, they didn't have the formal lesson of just sitting and writing. It was very fun for her, and she really enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it as well. Was pretty expensive, but was totally worth it. And they had 2 languages there, plus the kids were speaking Spanish between them sometimes. 2 languages being Russian and English. But then when my second daughter was born, my oldest daughter decided that she doesn't want to be going to the kindergarten alone, and she wants to stay at home just like her baby sister. So that's what we did. And then when we moved to Pocon, we decided, okay, it's Pocon, it's a nice little village. Let us try to send her to the kindergarten. And that is what we did. But we only managed 1 month. 1 month in the kindergarten. It seemed good when we were registered there, right? It was a private kindergarten. There were not a lot of kids. There were nice teachers. Like, talking to them was amazing. Then I started seeing that my child, she's doing some super easy tasks. Like, she was 5 at the moment, and she was doing tasks like match the colors or something, like, was super basic for her. And that is what they made you do. Okay, but this is one thing. Like, I could have dealt with that, right? But then she started having a lot of negative emotions coming home from the kindergarten. She never behaved like that before. Like, for example, she spent there only half a day. So at about 12, I think, 1, I was coming to get her from the kindergarten, and she was crying, she was kicking, she was like completely uncontrollable, and she couldn't deal with these emotions. And I saw that the kindergarten, like, it was bad for her, Who wants to feel like that every day? Nobody. So the thing that really made me say, like, okay, we are not going there anymore. It was a long weekend. There were like 3 days of the weekend. And already on the second day of the weekend, she was herself again. She was like a calm child again, who could express her emotions and not just like screaming and kicking. And I'm like, oh my God, the kindergarten is making her feel that way, and I don't want it for her. So the next week I just didn't send her, and that's it. That's how I decided that no more kindergarten, no more school. Plus, looking at the level of education here, I wasn't very happy with it. And, me personally, I did not have a good experience with school when I was a child. My husband neither. So we made this decision to homeschool her. Thank God that I work at night, so I can be with her the whole day and help her to get, the education, the stimulus that she needs. Hopefully. And what really works for us right now is that we have a few textbooks from the 1st and the 2nd grade of Chilean school that I selected just to see, what they're doing there. And I give you 2 pages, one for reading or writing and another one for math or logic every day. And she's doing these 2 pages in half an hour, sometimes an hour when she doesn't feel like it. And that's it. Like the rest of the day, we decide what we study, when we study, what kind of activities we do to have a full, spectrum of education. But yes, these 2 pages, 6 days a week that she gets are more than enough. And she's already on the level of the 2nd grade in her math and reading abilities. So I'm pretty happy with the progress. And it really works. A lot of people, they always argue about how do you socialize, especially because I speak with my child in English and Russian, and we live in Chile. So they actually socialize super well. Like we go to the playground, we have some kids here in condominium where we live. And she has a bunch of activities, like she goes to ballet, karate, gymnastics, and theater. So we literally have one activity per day. And she talks there with the kids. She enjoys them. She socializes. She speaks Spanish. She understands it. And yeah, I think she adapted very, very well. And honestly, I don't understand how parents do this, that they send their kids to school and then to activities, because then you basically see your child like 1-2 hours a day. And I don't think I would be able to do that, especially now that they're so little. So yes, this was my choice, and this is what really works. And I feel relief every single morning when I work and I see like it's dark and I see a bunch of cars with the school kids going to school and my children are peacefully sleeping in their beds. I just feel that I made the right choice, So there are some pros of homeschooling in Chile, like this is legal, it's relatively easy. You get to have a flexible schedule, more free time. You can travel because you don't have to take an exam in the same place every single year. You can literally travel and take it whenever you want to, wherever you want to. Even in the embassy of Chile, for example, you can take it if you are in another country. The cons of having a homeschool child in Chile is that, yes, it does require more paperwork. You need to be prepared for all of this pressure that's going to be on you, like people doubting you and, you being the only person who educates your kid and getting them ready for the future. This is like a huge pressure and you need to be ready for it. Another thing is that, for example, as the exam is in Spanish, I have to prepare her for the exam in Spanish as well. So, it's a learning curve on both for her and for me. But, I would definitely recommend homeschooling in Chile. If you live here, I feel like it gives more value to you and your kids and to your relationship with your kids. But again, this is my opinion. If you have watched till here, thank you so much. And I don't know, tell me if you are homeschooling your kids or if you're planning to. Why not? Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.